Humans have the reputation of being both an extremely dangerous species and social creatures that are easy to bond with, making them great crew members for voyagers. You and your shipmates are worried about your newly recruited human because you don't know what an introvert is. An eerie silence had fallen over the big, sparsely populated cargo ship. What had started out as a run just like all the others had turned into our greatest nightmare. Yet everything seemed so great in the beginning. We had been curious to meet our new crew member, especially as no one had met a human before. Sure, there were rumors about humans being the most dangerous predators in the galaxy, about them not only surviving in a hostile environment, but eliminating the largest predators on their planet before they even invented the wheel. But those were just stories, the ones that got told every single time a new sentient species was encountered. Surely these were exaggerations once again, weren't they? Plus, no one would have accepted humans in the first place if they weren't intelligent, social, and reasonable. They were all of that. Every reliable report had been fairly positive, save from the initial misunderstandings always happening, and so they had welcomed Jerem Joule, their first human crew member. They all looked alike, aboard, given them the tour, socialized, the usual. But shortly thereafter, things started to feel odd. Sure, Jay had done their work as well as expected, and everybody felt somewhat relieved, knowing they had someone aboard who'd know how to face danger on this long journey. Anything could go wrong in deep space. Humans had survived in an environment with some deadly predators like Leons, so they knew how to handle themselves. And yet, shift after shift, day after day, a menacing feeling set in. One that all of us shrug off at first, only to have it come back with greater horror. The human wasn't social. Oh, it acted like it was so at first. Responded well to our greetings, didn't seem too awkward, had some interesting things to tell, did a good job as navigator. Yet, slowly, but surely, they noticed how it spent most of its spare time alone. The more we tried to include it in the group, the more it retreated, further away each time, leaving behind the safety of the group, spending hour upon hour somewhere in the dark corners of this ship. The worst part, however, was when we gathered all our courage and confronted them. They insisted this was normal. We backed off slowly, trying not to show our fear as everyone dispersed. Normal? No, never. Or rather, it was normal, but not for an ordinary, friendly being. It was, however, normal behavior for an apex predator. Everything went downhill after that. We were somewhat used to fighting dangers from the outside, but a predator within, sentient like us, one that had not only survived the attacks of, but exterminated some of the most vile creatures the galaxy had ever seen. Leons, enormous creatures as large as 10 humans, fangs as long as one that ran at 1/10 the speed of sound. We thought those were mere exaggerations, but no, the stories must have been right. We have to do something, anything, but we can do nothing ever since the crew lost their mind. Now everybody went into hiding somewhere on this tomb floating in space, each on their own. I'm barely staying sane myself. Yesterday I found our captain and the second mechanic dead. Heart attack. They just couldn't handle the pressure. Now they ship's engines are dead as no one's operating them. Have been for a week. Every now and then I hear some creaking and I run whenever I hear the humans' footsteps. If I hear them, barely evaded it several times. Fortunately I was hidden well enough. But I can't keep this up for much longer. It will find me eventually. And if that doesn't happen, I will run out of food. Or the reactor will malfunction, or... There is only one way we'll be making it out of here alive. We have to destroy the ship and escape via the emergency shuttle. It's the only way to be safe. I just went to comms and sent out a silent message to the rest of the crew, hoping they will make it. Fortunately, the reactor isn't far. Jesus! Hello? Where is everyone? Aren't you supposed to be working? Seriously, what is up with you folks? By the Holy Cenacle, he found me. This is the end. No, perhaps I can hide in this locker. Did it hear that? I'm still hearing footsteps. Closer. Closer. It's still hunting, searching. That was close, but I hid well enough. Sigh. No, it heard that. It's coming directly towards me. It's about to open the locker.